Good morning.
Good morning. I'm excited. We're gonna head to the mountains with our new used SUV. We're starting our adventure. We're gonna go explore LA and the surrounding mountains. I think it's gonna be exciting. We're gonna learn a lot of new things together and have fun.
Let's go.
Now the instruments here are clear. It's got a little bit of digital. I don't particularly like too much digital stuff. All the new Range Rover are completely digital, so it tends to have more problems when you have all digital stuff. So I like analog stuff. I'm a little bit of an old timer when it comes to that. I like the knobs being where it needs to be, and I can switch when I want to. One of the things I hate about modern vehicles is when your climate control is a push button of some sort, then you have to turn on the value. You're pushing the buttons like this 10 times, or you want to get to 85 degrees so that you can heat up the cabin, or 90 degrees, or you have to keep pressing on it versus just turning a knob. Turning a knob is so much easier, and it's a personal preference, and to each his own. And some people just enjoy the modern feel of clean look of a modern instrument panel. But for myself, I like the dials and the knobs. It's easier for me, and it's more practical for me. Now this car is covered in leather. I mean, literally, it probably has two full cows of leather in this vehicle. Everything you touch is leather. Everywhere you feel is leather. It's rich. It is sumptuous, and for a almost 15-year-old car, this leather is in remarkable condition. Obviously, the previous owner has taken care of the leather. However, probably not so great care of some of the plastics. And anyways, the plastics are easy to fix. I figured this is going to be my sort of a weekend warrior vehicle. I don't mind the little thing here, little thing there, because I carry my dogs with me. So they're going to do their share of scratching and scuffing on this vehicle. So I don't mind the little scuff here and scratch there. But I'm a bit of a neat freak, so I will try to restore some of this plastics just so that I can say I did it. Now, looking at the seat appointments, now this seat is like a 100-way power seat, meaning not literally 100, but it's got, I believe they're from BMW, because it moves like a BMW 7 Series seat, meaning it powers your it's got lumbar support. Lumbar will change angles. The headrest is like for someone with a massive head. This headrest is about the size of your seat back. So if you notice, it is a huge headrest. Now the steering wheel is very comfortable, and the buttons are where it needs to be. It's got the volume control, cruise control here, sun visors, everything you can ever hope for in a luxury vehicle. Now, obviously, again, I'm using this for weekend trips to the mountains and to explore the areas that I haven't had the opportunity to explore before. So this is gonna be used pretty frequently on the weekends, and I trust it to be reliable. Whether it ends up being reliable, you will know as I take you through my different trips in the future. But again, I like to have a little bit of comfort when I go to the mountains and camp, and I don't like rough camping. I've done enough of that back in the days, but I like a little bit of comfort, and I like some amenities. It doesn't have to be modern, so I chose the 2006 mostly for the equipment that comes with this Range Rover, the supercharged engine, because prior to 2006 Range Rover full-size doesn't have the supercharged engine available. Now, one of the other options that are popular when people are looking for off-road vehicles, or Range Rover branded off-road vehicle, is an LR3 and LR4. Now, LR3 here now in 2020, you can probably pick one up for anywhere between $5,000 to $7,000, and it's probably going to be in decent shape. Obviously, look for one that is well maintained and has decent shape. And now, a 2006 is a Range Rover is a larger vehicle in physical size. However, it's got slightly less interior room than an LR3, meaning interior cargo room. LR3 or LR4, it's got a much larger cargo room. It's got a larger rear hatch opening. But these two, although they're similar, they're actually completely different vehicles. This is built for comfort and off-road in mind. So it's got a little bit bigger rear passenger leg rooms, but LR3's got a smaller passenger leg room, but it's got a larger cargo space. And I can go into more of that in my segment regarding the vehicle walk around when I get to my destination, so you'll have a better sense of what I'm talking about. But when I'm driving this car, I feel like I am the king of the road. I mean, everyone is beneath you. If you ever want to feel like you are above everyone, this is it. This is it. You gotta try this height, because not only is this car tall, I have zero modification to this vehicle, and I purposely picked this stock vehicle, and I am still at least 4 to 5 inches taller than most other vehicles out there other than a semi-truck. And this thing drives spectacular. It is smooth. You see the steering wheel is not shaking, and doesn't have any weird noises, wind noise, nothing. Everything is tight where it should be. Again, it's a little scuffed up, but yeah, it's okay. We'll figure that out as we go. And as I modify this vehicle, or as I restore this vehicle, I'll go over it with you, what are the issues with this vehicle and how I did the restoration. This way, when you purchase your Range Rover, or if those of you who like to purchase a Range Rover, you can actually do the same fixes that I did. Or in the alternative, if you pick some other vehicle, most likely a 10 to 15-year-old car, it's going to have the same scuffs, same scratches that you're going to see in this vehicle. You know, any vehicle that's decently used for 15 years is going to have scratches and scuffs and cracks and here and there, and you will have to replace it if you're, you know, that kind of person that would like a car that doesn't look like it's beat up. So anyway, so we'll go through that when we in other segments as I you know, go through the different trips together and maintaining this vehicle. Hi, so we are on our way to the mountains to test out our new 2006 Range Rover HSE Supercharged. Now, the first thing that comes to mind when I say Range Rover is everyone's gonna tell me, you are crazy. Why are you buying a Range Rover of all SUVs that are capable of taking you off-road and go to the mountains? Well, you know, honestly speaking, I have had good luck with Range Rovers and Land Rover products, or English products overall. I've had Lotuses, which people have told me that it's you know, full of problems, but I never had one issue with it. I had you know, other Range Rovers, Range Rover full size, and Range Rover Discoveries, and I had, you know, zero major problems with it. You know, I'm kind of used to the little gremlins that occurs with English vehicles, so maybe I have high tolerance for minor things. But you know, like for example, a bunch of lights lighting up like a Christmas tree. You know, but the car moves and it doesn't strand me. So I'm comfortable with that, and when I have a chance, I'll get those lights fixed, diagnosed, and usually it's a sensor problem. So back to the topic here. So I'm in my 2006 Range Rover HSE that I just purchased literally this week, and this is the first time taking it out to the mountains. So that, you know, basically it's a test. It's a maiden voyage, so to speak. We're testing out, you know, whether the vehicle is going to last the hill climbs and the mountain driving and whether I hear any strange noises coming out. So why the Range Rover HSE versus a non-supercharged HSE. Many people seems to be mistaken that oh look, I have a Range Rover HSE. Actually, this especially came out when I was purchasing or looking for a used vehicle. Is that excuse me? They'll say, I'll ask, is that car a supercharged vehicle? And he'll tell me, oh well, you know, it's an HSE. Well, actually, that doesn't tell me anything. For those of you who own a Range Rover or who is looking for a Range Rover to purchase or use Range Rover to purchase, make sure you understand that HSE just tells you the trim level of the vehicle. It doesn't tell you whether the vehicle is supercharged or not. So specifically, Range Rover Supercharged will have some type of badge in the back of the trunk or in the engine compartment itself that will say supercharged. Or the easiest way to look it up is to, you know, punch in the VIN on the internet somewhere, and then it'll tell you by decoding the VIN that whether it's supercharged. However, it is important to know that an HSE is not necessarily a supercharged, but a supercharged Range Rover typically is an HSE. So just so that you understand the difference. But a Range Rover Supercharged, it is probably one of the fastest SUV you can buy used for under $7,000. That's an amazing purchase. It's got great torque. I think it's got over 400 horsepower. It's more horsepower than you will ever need. My Discovery 2 drove like a tank, and this one drives like a tank too, but it moves like a sports car. A Discovery 2 drives like a tank, it moves like a tank. So it's got terrible turning radius. This one is completely different. So far, I enjoy driving it. And earlier I used the navigation, and I'm using the navigation to get to my destination. The navigation, like the modern Range Rovers, even have an English accent when it speaks to you.